companies that were managed in the wrong way. There was a lot of waste. 30% of our water that we pay for is thrown out. Electricity was given away to the rich and the famous, and a lot of people were paying for that electricity and their electricity. If we start from here, and this is where we started, then we will also would have to look for alternative types of energy. I believe if you go now on New Haven, you will see the disassembled turbines, wind turbines laying down there. Yes. They will be ready to be assembled. We're taking the initiatives. Solar panels will be on the island very soon. Net metering, where you will sell back to the to Aqualectra your excess of electricity. What we are doing, we are doing it in the right direction. And I would tell you something that's very interesting. 2 days ago, we had the ambassador of the United Nations for the area, who's in Guyana, and he told the Prime Minister, you know what, I've been all over the world, everybody talks about alternative energy. This is the first country where I saw alternative energy. So we congratulate you for this, and really, you surpassed many countries who always talk about green energy, but we saw it in our eyes. Mm-hmm. So this small island, Curacao, is taking initiatives like the one ticket, 8 destinations. This is an initiative, and the Minister of Tourism from Colombia, he told me, Minister, we came to you to learn about tourism. Mm-hmm. A country of 65 million. We are proud. I mean, our initiatives are good. We are, and then I told somebody today, we had the beginning of the year celebration at Corpo Deco, and somebody was talking to me about the projects. I told them, listen, we are not geniuses. What we're doing is we're doing what has to be done long time ago.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, we do not have to rewrite the book. It is there.
One of the things that, let me say, was promised in one way or the other, that we would talk to Chavez and the costs of petroleum would be lowered. Gerrit Schotten said this. I'm not asking you to speak with the lips of Gerrit, but in your mind, is there still a possibility for this?
We will do whatever is possible to reduce the cost of energy in Curacao.
Yeah, but in particular, talks with Chavez.
Of course, remember, we have a refinery that is run by Venezuela. Mm-hmm. So, and the contract will be over very soon. There's a study that
2016, if
yes, and there's a study that we will get a report on the impact of Isla on Curacao. Should we have it or should we not? And we are waiting for that report to come. In the meantime, we have to look for lower sources of energy. And for the time being, we need to know what Venezuela wants, and so we could build up our long-term plan.
Okay. I remember, Jacob, a long time ago, probably 2 decades ago, that some windmills were placed on the north side of the island. It was called
Delta Project.
Yes, it was called back then a pilot program.
Yes.
If it went well, they would place more. Never happened. What is the situation?
It didn't work.
It did not?
No, it didn't work. Delta at Zeeland, at Middelburg, they tried to manage it, and it became a disaster. It was low tech, it was all kinds of problems. I was involved, we looked at it. The whole thing was a management problem, it was a hardware problem, it was a communication problem, every problem in the world. And the most difficult thing was balancing it. Because when the wind blows, you get a lot of energy and you cannot store it. You don't have a battery from which you can use it the moment you want it. Like solar energy, people want to have solar energy, but it's night to night. And we don't have the sun at night.
So it just works for the moment.
At the moment, and how do you store it and how do you balance it?
So in the world there is no way to store it?
Well, that's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the storage of the energy. And so technically it hasn't worked. But there are much better and easier solutions. I was in the Maldives, the little islands near India, right?
Of course, yes.
And there are hundreds of little islands. And they have a perfect solution, and the energy cost is about a quarter of what it is here. Right?
What did he do?
They did a deal with Russia out of Murmansk, and I'm happy to share all the information with if there's any interest to it. But it works perfectly. They've done it. It's been running for years. It was
I didn't
the
understand
Russians.
what.
The Russians.
The Russians. Okay, so
Russians.
what
They
did
have
he
a
do?
city called Murmansk. It's a harbor, right?
Yes.
And they have all kinds of activities there. And out of Murmansk, the Russians took a whole operation, brought it to the Maldives and set it up.
Okay.
And I talked to them, and I said, would you like to do it in the Caribbean? They said, yes, of course we would like to do it. We'd love to do business.
Okay.
So there are many solutions, complicated, a little too complicated for this
Okay, so
program,
now, so
easy to do.
okay, so the windmills of 20 odd years
They're
ago,
obsolete.
it did not. Okay, but I hear talks about putting new ones now.
Yes, but they're totally
Completely different
than-
technology, yes.
Sorry,
Different technology.
Totally
so
different
it's gonna
technology.
work this time.
Yes.
Okay, is this a pilot program?
It's gonna give 20 megabytes.
Right.
So this is
Yes.
big.
And
Right.
people, okay, so this is gonna work, and if it works,
Yes.
are we gonna see more windmills on
We
the island?
want to have more. So if it works, it makes money. But I believe it's 30 megabytes. If
You
it
always
works,
have to balance it with different sources.
Yes,
You need to
okay.
have
Of course.
diversified. When the wind doesn't blow, you need to have another source. And you will never have one source. You need to have 4 or 5
Of
different
course.
sources.
So, but if you say that the energy cannot be stored,
No.
Mr. Gerrit Schotte, Prime Minister,
Yeah.
said that people could sell energy to back to
to the
Guyana.
grid, yes.
Yes, a
How is
little
going to
bit.
be done if it
Only
cannot be
when it's a
stored?
need. You cannot store it. When you store it in batteries, you lose 70%, and they get it out of the battery back onto the grid. Again, you lose 70%. So it's very costly.
So it's just a very small percentage.
Well, actually, a great way of storing energy is using hot water. You know, you store it for your hot shower. That's an easy way. But converting it into electricity that heats a boiler to make hot
so
water
you're
is too
saying
expensive.
this is only going to work at the moment. I can't store it. If there are clouds, I need to go back on the net.
Yes.
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 Okay.
and this is why you had to diversify your alternative energy.
Yes.
Of course, yes. Okay. Can we fly to the Middle East for a moment?
Yeah, you want
Yes.
to fly?
Okay. Ahmadinejad.
Spaceship.
Would you
Yes.
would you dare to?
Well, I would. I
Very
would.
good.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. What is the real problem? Does this guy have, or is he building atomic weapons?
Some people say yes. He says no.
So, okay. So, do you believe that?
Well,
he
so
is?
far the International Atomic Agency, they didn't
No.
make a report that Iran is in possess of a nuclear material. So if we're going to take the international agency's report, there's nothing about it.
No.
But Western intelligence, the United States say that today I saw it
They
on
believe-
Yahoo. Yes, that there is an underground facility that has
I saw in the news,
radioactive material. yes.
the edition that Iran was. I don't know if it was true, but this is something I saw on American channels, TV channels, that was saying that Iran is opening a second plant under a mountain,
Yes,
and especially to make weapons.
yeah, this is what they
No,
say.
wait. They're making radioactive material. That's something else than
Yes.
weapons. Very simple. Everything has radiation. And we have unstable nuclei when you get above the 200. So uranium-235, uranium-238 is unstable. That's why you have fission, right? That's why you have radiation. You have fission and fusion. You have fission and it falls apart.
Okay.
And you find that natural everywhere in the world. You
Okay.
find it natural also in Iran.
Okay, but you're saying no, it's not true. That
Wait a
the
minute.
report is.
This
After-
weapon grade material is completely
After
different.
you have fission, you have a leftover. And you can measure that only after about 24 months.
Okay, so
And
okay.
then you know if any plutonium was extracted. And if they just made it today, we only know 2 years from now if it was plutonium extraction. And plutonium only has one application, and that is to make weapons. So to say at the moment that there was plutonium extracted for weapons is nonsense. No, they said there is a factory that makes uranium-238.
Okay,
Something different.
let me again comply with some commercials, and when I come back, why are these American ships there? If what you say is true, why are they there? And is this going to escalate and become a war? Keep that in mind.
Good.
Stay with us again, and you can call 463-6137 463-6137. E aqui estão Tay, que não estou guardando riba boa chamada. Nós estamos back um beijo.
Rodeo House of Ribs. Pimpas um rato ameno com família, desfrutando tudo de numa teja viernes ng happy hour. Começando por 5 da tarde até 7 da noite. Já Mars All You Can Eat Buffet. Já Whips Live Music. Já Sabro Live Mexican Music. E já domingo, mucho te come por nada. Teco de 2 anos. E no lubi da riba ng Daily Fresh Salad Bar. Rodeo House of Ribs. Abritur dia 5 da tarde até 10 da noite. Telefone 560-3247 of 465-9465. Rodeo House of Ribs.
Welcome to Trovena Tapirama, Bostansa, the best computer shop na Corsao. 3-in-1 printer, HP, the best brand in the world. 135 florin. Printer normal, wage price. Ginana ng laptop nang kubatamira aqui, special para back to school, feitur tamanho e tu price. Motherboard do mister, nós tem motherboard pabo. Socket 705, socket 1056, i7, i5, 993, 754, Tour Motherboard. The best video card. Mio marca ng Asus, EVGA. Nos tiene Mio switch ng pabo. No more cables in home. Wireless routers, wireless switch, Tour to wireless. Under the best brands. Cisco, Netgear. Manera sempre. Nos tiene no Tapirama.
We're back in Kontakto Live, and you can call us 463-6137. You can speak to the minister or speak to Jacob Gelt Dekker and ask whatever you want. So do call. Why are these ships there? In the Strait of Hormuz, the Arabian Sea, United States airplanes, and a huge ship is there. They want to block Iran from shipping oil. Why?
Well, this is an enormous problem at the moment. Iran has been threatening to have war against Israel, wipe them off the map, and all those, the brouhaha. And the United Nations imposed sanctions. And consequently, the rial devalued 35% 2 weeks ago. Now, it has come up a little bit, but imagine that the value of your money suddenly dropped 35%.
Of course.
And already in an economy that was very weak. So there's enormous panic in all of Iran. All the emails I got today from friends in Tehran, I mean, it suddenly, there's nothing. I've traveled the country many times. Now, one of the things I noticed, they have not been able to import paint for many years. Because there's the blockade, there's the boycott, and now suddenly the money isn't worth anything anymore.
Yes.
It's going to boom down. Let's come up a little bit. Now, the local government, they need to do a little brouhaha, and they need to do a little politics and tension, and all kinds of stuff, trying to make up for it, for the local people as well as for the international thing. But of course, the issue for the United Nations remains are they making plutonium for weapons?
Okay, but Iran just said Ahmadinejad asked the European
Yes.
Union to start talks again. Why aren't these talks happening?
Well, again, that's the big question. If he is right, it's so easy to check. It's so easy to have monitoring equipment, and if you're not extracting plutonium, then let's put a little monitor there and see it.
Okay, but Ahmadinejad invited Europe. What's happening?
No, we were not able, and in all honesty, I'm on one of the committees of Vienna, the International Agency of Atomic Energy Supervision, right?
Okay.
And we have not been allowed to place monitors around the
Yeah,
perimeters.
but that's 2-3 weeks ago, a month ago. But
We've
now,
tried now
something
for,
like last week.
we've tried for 3 years, and we had occasional
So
visits.
it's just stalling.
Yes, stalling. We've not been able to go there and play the monitors, and that's the situation.
Okay, that area of the Strait of Hormuz,
Right.
Dubai is pretty close by. Everybody on the
Right.
planet is proud of what's happening. there.
Sarsha, Dubai, the whole thing, right?
There's a lot of risk there if anything happens there to this whole area.
Why?
It's always been there. The risk was always been there. This conflict has always been there. So since the first Iraq war, but they adapted to it. The only thing that they are not able to adapt now, and this will be, it will have a big impact on the economy of the Emirates and on Dubai, because a lot of money from Iran comes and invested in Dubai. Dubai flourishes on Iranian money because this is the only
And smuggling.
getaway. Yes,
Smuggling.
and this is the only getaway for Persian money and Persian investments through the United Arab Emirates. So yes, this will have a direct impact on the economy of Dubai.
Okay.
But the good thing is the pipeline from Dubai and Abu Dhabi all the way down south, bypassing the Strait of Hormuz, will be operational in April, 2 months from now.
Okay.
So
Okay. So the oil you're saying is going to be
it's
safe.
flowing, there's no problem.
It's going to be safe from
Oh,
that whole
absolutely.
area, from
Oh,
all of these
sure,
countries.
sure.
Okay. Is this going to end up in a war?
You never know. You
Let,
never
let
know.
me
That's
let me
it.
take this one. Banoshi, good evening.
Noche.
Sí.
Pero vamos a tópico que ministro, ¿no?
So,
Es verdura, ¿no? Que la chica puta la...
¿Vos qué punta en inglés?
¿Abrir?
¿Vos qué punta en inglés?
No, na costume de verdura, ¿no?
Okay.
The
The fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
Okay, dankie. What happened to that?
Well, what we did is thank you for the dank je meneer pergunta. Di fruta di verdura nós escolhe 10 tipos de fruta e 10 tipos de verdura e nós aponemos em macuto básico para nos controlar quanto ganasci supermercado por hasi ribadje e também nós quita imposto riba e importação den caso aqui preço não também baja, pero também on top of this também nós também por controlar den supermarket mesmo.
Okay. As a matter of fact, how do we know when you enter in a supermarket which products belong in the basket?
Okay, what we are doing now, we are doing a special label where stick here, where the items of the basket will be labeled in a special label.
They're not all together in one
No,
place. It's
no.
just spread
Yes,
out
but you
in
will,
the
you will see
supermarket.
them, and you will have a list. What I did in the,
So you can ask for a list in the supermarket?
of course, you will,
Okay.
and now we started today. We started a new edition, a new paper. It's called Monitor, and it would be in every week. It will go out.
Okay.
We are producing 15,000, printing 15,000 of this Monitor magazine,
Okay.
and all the information regarding this will be in there.
Okay. Good evening, Banochi.
minha pergunta está para o ministro, não?
Sim, meneer.
Ora, o país caminho nós está com fruta subir o preço, o que também passa hoje?
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Sim, danke, meneer. Tem três maneiras para nós controlar o preço. Number uno, nós está dentro um free market economy. Pensei, nós temos que ajuda para nós imponer competition. Agora, se bamira awe den magazine de Monitor, nós apone de 5 ou de 3 supermarket, cultura e preço nan. Agora, botem que controlar caminda bota vai comprar. Mahaya produto que tem 10 florin verschil entre supermarket e outro para produto. Agora, tá boa choice para buy caminda é mais barata e comprar. Agora, dispensa. Pero den produto nan kuta importante, kuta básico, esa que nos apone den makuto. Esa aqui nós não alage para competência, nós avisa não. O produto nan aqui tá essencial para turcas e nós hasi fixed margin ribaje supermarket, nan não por hasi mas ganashi ribaje fixed porcentaje. E também nós quita e imposto for DJ para sobra é essential. Pero lá nós visa pinda é not essential. Nós está impose riba e produto aqui competência nós está pone den newspapers den Coran nós está publish e preço aqui e caminda é mais barata para vai comprar. Agora ti produto nan exato é terceiro ti produto nan que nanta suso não tem competência para nan. Produto que não tem outro para companhia que está vende produto aqui. Then caso aqui nós está regulate a price. Nós sabemos, this is under regulation.
All of this is going through Fundação para consumidor?
Não. Fundação para consumidor nanta informar pueblo de análise de informação que nós está dando. Agora, estima aqui tem a companhia que está trabalhando para nós, a Competition Authority. Agora, a Competition Authority nunca na Corsau Tabatatin Competition Authority. Pensei, botahaya, tur e cartel forming, tur e monopolio aqui na Corsau. Bosa, que nós trabalhamos duro para nós quebrar e tur e monopolio, tur tipo de monopolio. E também, para hasi e cartel forming, tá acto ilegal. Agora, para nós por hasi e coisa assim, nós temos que cambiar nos leinan. Pensei, agora, nós atraha authority, que se chama Competition Authority, e a Competition Authority tem 3 pilares. Pilar está o Regulatory Board para produto, para serviço, que não pode dentro da competência de maneira corrente, nós está regulate o price, Regulatory Board, e outro está a Competition Authority, caminho da nós, onde tem cartel forming, para nós meldo e para nós vai contra DJ, pero para nós por assim coisas assim, nós temos que ganhar legal background, nós temos que ganhar leinan para nós por assim. E de 3
e esse leinan tá basic tá.
Sim. Outro manhã nós temos presentation ribaje e de 3 tá fundação para consumidor para informar pueblo onde não tem que buy e que tá melhor serviço.
Of course. Isso aqui tá necessário.
Sim.
Sim,
maneira tem mais pergunta maneira por Yamami, nós me por explicar, pero também bem programa na televisão que Fundação para Consumidor também explica turcos.
Okay, let's get back to Venezuela for a moment. I just learned from you, Jacob, that the crude oil comes in a pipe from Venezuela to here. So the cost of it is not that high, not as high as it used to be with these huge ships that used to enter the harbor. What can you tell me about that?
Now, the difficulty to bring the oil from Venezuela to Curaçao has always been because it's shallow. Maracaibo area is very shallow. We don't have the deep water. That's why there's a refinery here. That's why we have a refinery in Aruba and in many other places.
Of course.
But so we get the crude here and goes to the refinery. And then after refining, we put it into tankers in Bula Bay, or we store it, wait until the price is high, and then we ship it out, right? That's the situation. And Curaçao sells a lot into the spot market into a lot market. So there's a lot of speculation here, a lot of speculation going on. And it's substantial. It's 230,000 barrels per day. It's a lot.
That's
Yeah,
quite a
it's
lot.
yeah.
Okay, my last question regards Curaçao, 10 years, 15 years, whatever. The future of Curaçao. I'd like to get from both of you your vision. What is, describe for me, I'm going to have you choose which one I'm going to speak first. Describe to me what Curaçao will look like in 10, 15 years. But you have a challenge because we have, 2 minutes?
Okay, I'll take 1 minute.
Please.
It depends what the people of Curaçao want. Okay? You cannot have a vision if the people are looking for a different vision. If we want to stay an island, we will stay an island. If we want to have to be an economy that would be influential in this area, we can. Do we want? This is the question.
Do you believe that the public wants, or Curaçao wants?
There are a lot of people who want, okay, and there are a lot of people who are afraid to take the step, okay, believing that this is the wrong step. What we have to do is we have to show the people by opening up, okay, we become stronger. Dubai is 400,000 inhabitants. It has 4.5 million visitors. This is why it becomes like this. Now, are we afraid to open up to the world in the times of globalization, or we want to close ourselves up and say, okay, we do not exist? Either or, and this is a step that the people of Curaçao have to decide on it. Either we are going to follow the trail of globalization, or we are going to be a very nice, peaceful society sitting on the margin of the development of the global development.
Jacob.
No, I very, very much agree. If you want to increase wealth, you increase the scale. You make it larger, do more business, more people, make everything larger. If you don't want to increase wealth, you have a closed society with lots of protectionism. And that's a political decision. That's up to the people. We have a democracy, and they can go and vote and make up their own mind.
Okay,
do you want to be poor, or you want to be rich? The opportunities do exist. Totally and completely.
Okay.
There's no limitation. The sky is the limit.
Okay, in this process to create what you both
Right.
are saying, do we run risks of losing the tourists? Let me put it this
Yes,
way.
we already
Tourists
lost.
normally, they want to come here. They want to come to the Caribbean. They don't want to come
Chacho,
here
Chacho,
to
we-
find a New York.
Everything
How does
that's
this fit?
everything is behind us yesterday. We already lost. But tomorrow always has a new opportunity. So let's not talk about the past. Let's forget about it. Let's go work together and create new opportunities.
True.
Okay.
True.
And let's not cry about spilled beer.
Of course, beer.
Sorry, wine. Milk.
Better. Okay, pero if the tourist wants to come to the Caribbean.
The tourists, they don't want to come to the Caribbean. The tourist wants to come to Curaçao.
Okay.
Curaçao is different from the Caribbean.
Okay.
If you look at the Caribbean and you look at Curaçao, we have a different product. We have different people. We have different culture. And this is something that is plus, and this is something that's appealing to everyone who's coming to Curaçao.
How long for you, if suppose you stayed in there in that position, how long before we have the Curaçao that you have in your mind?
It's happening. We rebranded Curaçao. We are selling Curaçao like this. More planes are coming, and more people wants to come again.
Okay, we saw Gerrit Schotte's pictures with all of these Mr. Ministers for the whole year, and